Well, good afternoon, folks. Susan here. I just want to talk about what's happening. Um, I do believe that we're still continuing to torture one another. I came here to Montgomery last year and I immediately started applying for jobs and was being denied. People thought that I was going to be here preaching, apparently they don't understand that this already happened. This already happened, and it's like they want to continue to torture humanity. I don't understand what is the point then of having paid preachers, paid church people, because I'm not getting paid for suffering. I'm not getting paid to preach. I'm not getting paid. My unemployment due to COVID quit coming in October. And I have very little self esteem now to go out there and apply for a job because, for one, I don't want to be working with a mask. I don't. God is a God of freedom, not oppression. And in my field of work, whether it's in the restaurant industry or in any other industry, I cannot wear a mask for the entirety of the day. God is not a God of oppression. He's a God of freedom. And we do this to one another. We continue to do this. My son Alexander was taken from me and not returned. And when I came here to this household, I made it abundantly clear to the family that I'm a mom. I want to bring my son over here. DHR knew immediately as soon as I moved here where I was. So I cannot tell you how much psychological torture and kind of like people just stabbing the wound or adding salt to the wound even more and not to heal you. So believe in me when I tell you, okay? All kinds of hypocrisy in right here where I am, okay? So I just want to tell you that I came in here with my sweetheart. I came here to this house to look for a job. I was being denied regular jobs, and as soon as I started working at this restaurant, this COVID hit. And I did not want to work at a restaurant as a waitress for $3 an hour for the rest of my life. Because y'all have to understand, I came in here legally many many years ago. I joined the military. People shouldn't have to start over and over and over again. If we were to go into y'all's privacy and listen to y'all's personal conversations, you will find so much that's overwhelming. So I'm just a messenger. I've never claimed to be a preacher. I've never claimed to be anything I'm not. I'm just here to tell you that we don't need to be continuously, purposely, sacrificing people and purposely, just crucifying people and purposely, the word is torturing people. Paul and Jeremiah already suffered. Jesus already suffered. We've already been lifted. We've already been cleansed. Okay? This has been a horrible experience. Horrible. I just want to let you know. Okay? Taxes are coming up, and I'm not able to file my taxes because there's a discrepancy. And I am not going to be falsely accused of cheating my unemployment. I will not. Okay? I won't do it. If this is some kind of being framed at the state level, I am not doing it. Okay? Jesus was already crucified a long time ago. We've already been lifted. We've already been forgiven. Okay? This has already happened. The one that suffered, this already happened. What do you want, people? Do you want fire? Do you want like the whole earth to be cleansed with fire? Is that why you have different bombs everywhere so they can go off simultaneously? Or do you want soap? we've already been lifted. This already happened. When I got on unemployment, because it was suggested, it was like, get on unemployment, get on unemployment. Okay, I get on unemployment. Then I'm being treated like, like I have nothing better to do. I've been told, get an effing job, put an effing mask on, after I was assisted with unemployment. And I filed for an extension, and nobody called me back regarding the extension for training. This thing is ridiculous. Just because I'm at home does not mean that I don't clean house, that I don't cook, that I don't, do laundry, that I don't take the dog out, that I don't feed the dog, that I don't water the plants. I do all of these things. And this is not even my home. This is not even my husband. And I'm not the owner of the doggy, but I'm very grateful to be here. So I take care of it because I'm here, unemployed. Do you see? I'm only 47 years old, but I'm 47 years old. This is ridiculous, right? And then I'm being told, it's like, well, you should have, stayed with your friend Charlie. It's like, folks, Charlie and I were friends. We never were intimate. How is it that people want to hook up people because you think it looks good? So it's okay for somebody else to be married to somebody 15 years younger, but what? Okay, so I don't understand. I'm supposed to be with my friend Charlie because he's 18 years older than I? That's like a father figure. Okay? I am not here to be in y'all's soap opera. My friend Charlie was a gentleman. He always complimented me on everything. He told me he was looking for a girlfriend, and I told him no from the very beginning. Unlike my sweetheart, who is 7 years younger, came up to me at a coffee shop. He approached me. He said his family was praying for me. So I said, for the love of God and Jesus, James A., please come get me, because I could not find a job in Mobile. And my son Alexander was taken from me because I was potentially suicidal. Did you see how these people torture you? The whole program is set up to torture humanity. This is of the devil. I have never been potentially suicidal. It's like this makes people want to be suicidal because they want people to have no faith in God, to lose their faith, to lose their hope. If we have a hope diamond that came from India on display at a museum, why can't we help India clean their water in the Ganges? That would only make sense, right? Because why have a hope diamond that's sitting in a museum, just sitting there looking pretty and charging money for people? It's like, let us take some of the funds that we're earning from having people look at this diamond and give back to India where it came from. That's what God wants us to do with our knowledge. He wants us to help one another. There is hope, and hope is here. And I ain't your biblical whore. And I'm not going to be treated like I'm 100 years old and good for nothing. This is ridiculous. This brainwashery of yours. The soap opera of yours is of the devil. Okay? And I'm not an actress. I'm not a paid actress. So I'm mediocre. Okay, I'm good at something. I'm good at putting my makeup on. I'm good at cooking. I'm good at organizing. And James A. knows that. Because when I came in here, he wanted me to organize his room, his stuff in the office area. That's what I'm good for. I actually like to decorate my house with live plants and natural light. And I cannot wait for the day of solar energy everywhere. Am I the enemy of the power company? Oh, I'm the enemy of everybody. I'm the enemy of people who think that, no, we shouldn't be taking out the bad fat and putting in the good fat like olive oil. I mean, am I the enemy of the people, the butter people? It's like, what's wrong with olive oil? This is why I wanted to go to Italy and Spain. Okay? So I could just that's why I thought, okay, if I cannot leave here, then I'll bring that here. I'll bring the restaurant with a deep porch, outside for the smoke outside and the kitchen in the middle, and have these, PP rooms, which is private party rooms, okay? Because, now that we all know what that means, Peter and Paul, past present communication, Paul and Phoebe, okay, Pemberton psychology, okay, the partition plan of 1947 for both Palestine and Israel and both Pakistan and India, okay, because ever since, this is why President Eisenhower came back to me, past present communication, to let me know to read his farewell speech, and he also brought up to my attention about the partition plan of 1947. Okay, I'm not making this stuff up. Okay, we are traveling through space and time, through the World Wide Web. It's like, people. I'm 47 years old, but I'm not 107. Okay, so I need y'all to cut it out. Okay, trying to brainwash me into thinking I'm too young to do something. Like back when I was 27 years old and I had my song come to me on Dove Lane, and then when I had my vision on Sage Avenue, I had my friend, from Ecuador calling me Señora, when he was older than I, and his wife wasn't much younger than I. He was trying to brainwash me, and I mean, you can see it in the pictures. I had a baby face, like innocence in my face. And it's like, I don't need everybody and their brother in my house trying to put voodoo on me. No, I don't like witchcraft. I don't do witchcraft. Thank you. Okay. I've said enough. I need to go take a shower. Thank you.